Good morning. Well, wouldn't you know it, we're into February now. And we haven't done our year-end clearance of all of our unwanted products, so I figured today might be a good time to do that. Do some renovations and whatnot. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at everything we got going on, and let's see what we can eliminate, what we want to add to the farm, and go from there. The first thing on the chopping block is this planter. Now, nothing wrong with the planter. We've enjoyed our time with it, but it's becoming a bit too small for us because we have this giant planter now. So without any further ado, we're going to go to our garage and we are going to sell said planter. Now, if I can just find it. Over here under cedars, right here, it looks like it's at 19%, so it definitely needed to be fixed already. It's pretty wore down, and it's been with us for 23 months. That's good. And we can sell this for 97,000, so it's a good chunk of change, almost 100 grand for it. Very nice. All right, well, while we're here, I'm gonna look at the things that are used, and it doesn't look like there's anything. But let's go over our tractors and see if we want to get rid of anything. We'll look over all of our equipment, in fact. P7 can stay. All of these tractors will be staying. The trucks can stay. Combines can stay. Pickup truck can stay. Trailers, those are all good. We have one tedder. We have two mowers. It's all good for now. Fertilizer spreader's okay. Seeder we just looked at. We have one cultivator. We can probably get a bigger one, especially since this one is worth very little. We could probably sell this and get ourselves something a little bit bigger. We don't need to cultivate anything right now anyway. So actually, you know what? We might have a mission that we still have to cultivate, so I'm gonna hold off on that for just a second. And we got our two corn headers. We'll be keeping both. Auger wagons, we've got the auger master as well as both seed tenders. For now they'll stay. Windrowers, we have both. That's good. We have a baler. We don't use much, but we kind of need them, and we plan to do a lot more baling this year. Animal transport's just that. Front loader tools. Pretty straightforward stuff. Doesn't look like we need to change anything there. One dolly. We got us a water tanker. We got us a fuel tank. We got us a dump box. The flag, silage sign. Yeah, nothing too terrible. The forage pickup head. Probably get rid of that this year, but I'm not quite convinced just yet, so I'm gonna keep that around. Only one weight and only one flat deck trailer, so we haven't sold too terribly much, but there is some stuff that we still need to get rid of. Now the big one for me is this shed has got to go. This red shed, because as we could see, the combines don't fit under here. Why don't we grab the demolish, and it should pay us for it. Yes, 2,866. That's very cheap for a building, mind you. And I've been mulling about it, and I think we're getting rid of all of these bins. I hope there'll be a good price for them, as well as these Meridian bins. So I already took out all of the seeds and the solid fertilizer. So the only thing left in there is lime and water, and I can't sell those anyway. So it looks like, yeah, there's crops will be sold. The water and the lime will all be sold. Very good. Plus the building itself. And now, 36,000 for the bin. Thank you. Next. And next. Again. And last but not least. There we go. The yard looks a fair bit emptier. We do plan to put a shed just like this, and we will have it for the combine parking. So don't worry about that. And I do want to get rid of these silos here, but since there's still soybeans in here, I'm gonna have to take the soybeans out first so we can sell this, and we're going to expand to an 8-bin system, which should be huge. It'll be amazing. And also I want to have my drive-through on the far side. I just think that'll clean it up a little nicer, give the truck a little more room to turn around in, as well as when it pulls out it should have a lot bigger circle to come back out at. So this will do for right now. Let's get the bins emptied out of the soybeans we still have. There we go. That is all of these soybeans. So I was able to fit inside this trailer, which is good. Makes me happy. Now we can get rid of the trailer, put it to the side, and we can sell these giant bins here. Now, I know that the big set is going to cost me about 1.2 million, which is why I was so eager to sell as much of it as possible. Sell everything that I possibly could, because I knew it was going to be quite a big upfront cost. Alright. Once again, we go to demolish. And I believe there's a little bit of barley in here. Yeah, it's about 800 bucks worth. So, not really worth very much. And, yeah, the building was only worth 240,000. Now, we're all done that. We need to go down to our silos. And let's go find this giant silo that I was looking for. So, first we had this one, right? And we had it sitting right about here. But instead of that, we want this one now. As you can see, 8 bins, that should give us room for every one of our crops that we have, making it therefore a lot more useful and a lot more realistic. So I'm just trying to check to make sure everything is more or less placed on a straight area. I'm thinking something like so. That's a bit much. Yeah, why don't we call that about good? And what does that building cost? 1.2 million. So we only have 1.3 million left. Oh my. Now the other thing I did want to do, you guys will remember I had this multi-fruit Meridian tank, and I didn't really like that because it was pretty big and I didn't need all of those. So what I'm choosing to do is go with a smaller bin system, something like this. Now I just need to make sure that these augers and everything line up. Yeah, the other system I couldn't ever. Yeah, with the other system I couldn't ever load the bins. It always seemed like I just had to buy it, and that's not really a realistic way of doing things, is it? Okay, if I'm not wrong, the name should be straight on the front, and that should be roughly where we want it. So just like that. And we'll add a second one. There we go, one for seed and one for fertilizer. That should do it. Those are not very expensive. Okay. Now, there is one other thing that I will be changing, and that is this hayloft silo. So I will be grabbing this and putting it at the farmyard or the barnyard, And the cool thing is this is a bale chopper, so really really cool to chop your bales and do all that good stuff. And you have that pit where you can put all your silage in, all that other stuff, which is good. But it unfortunately is going to be moved over here somewhere. Now I would like, ideally I'd like it to be where this is, but as we can see it's not going to work right there. And I don't know if I want to put it over where the dairy barn was, or if I just want to plow this all over and make a larger grass field. Not sure which one would be wiser, but I do know we want to get rid of the quid grain tank and go with this system here, just because it's more streamlined and it offers more. Should we maybe try, oh I don't know, it's so hard to tell what would be the right way of doing things. Like I'm kind of tempted to do something like this. That way our TMR was right close by and we could move product really really quickly. Maybe we'll try that for now. 75,000, so we only have 1.2 million left. Oh my. I was really hoping for a bit more, but I know that giant grain bin ate up a lot of our income. That's okay, we still have a bit of soybeans to sell. Oops. I just want to park this guy over here for now. More or less just getting the combines out of the way, just so that we can set up that other shed. We are going to have to do some work yet. Oh, let's not crash. We're going to have to do a bit of landscaping and whatnot, but that'll all come. So what I'm looking at doing is just getting another solar shed, just like the one we had. If that dog could get out of the way, that would be fantastic. Boom. Thank you. So I know that the combine can fit inside of these sheds because it's the identical one to this one. So this will be kind of the combine shed. There was one other thing I did want to do yet, and where is that now? Come here, you. Yes, this one. So this is a header rack, and I had this tremendously wonderful idea of putting it up against this building here. Oh, don't want to overlap too far. Now let's just make sure that we're more or less centered. Now what the headache rack is yeah, it's just a rack to place headers on so that we can keep them cleaned up and they're not always laying around. Like right now they're just laying on the ground, and this way they'd be off the ground. And yeah, it's not the nicest looking thing, but at the same time it really does clean things up, so I am perfectly okay with that. Looks like the light switch is here. There's some ugly yellow lights, I'll say that right now. We don't need those on. But yeah, you should be able to get 3 headers on here, so it should be good. So there you have it. Combines fit under there with lots of room to spare. And you can see how the header stacks up nicely on that rack. I am going to put the other one on there. Unfortunately, I will need to use a other piece of equipment. I'll probably use a wheel loader for that, because I do have an adapter that'll fit nicely for the header, and that should do just wonderfully. And then as well, we can grab this trailer, dump out our grain inside of this bin here, and see where we go from there. And there we go. Put in our first fruits into it, our first bits of grain. Dump the entire soybean package in there. I know I could have left it in the trailer if we were being honest, but I didn't want to. I wanted to dump the soybeans in there just so the trailer was free should I need it for anything. Now with this yard changed up so much, it should be interesting to see what else we can do on this yard. Honestly, I could take some of those sheds away and put them on this yard and make the entire field a lot bigger, which is maybe something that I'll focus on doing. Like, I need to get rid of all those trees anyway. I could move this repair shop or potentially build it bigger. Not sure yet. And of course, I wouldn't have to always drive all the way around this shed in order to park my trailer, which would be a nice little bonus as well. As you can see, I sometimes get caught because I am not always a great driver. But that's neither here nor there. I'll see if I can just whip it around through the back of that shed over there. I suppose one of the things I didn't really mention is that I had this contract on field 10 that needed cultivating. It's from the cotton harvest of last year. I didn't do the cotton harvest, but I figured I could do the cultivating just because, you know, it's a pretty brain dead job, and yeah, I figured my guys could go ahead and do this, one of my workers, and I could continue on doing my own thing. Didn't really need to babysit them to do this job, right? So that's kind of where we're going to leave that at. We'll just let him do his thing, and we can move on to finishing up the stuff that we wanted to do. Just going to make sure he's perfectly in motion, just like that. Yes. Well, we just finished up the last bale that we had. So now it's time to see what we all have in here. Straw, 180,000 liters. Grass at 130,000 liters. Silage at 107,000 liters. And hay at 95,000. And because we are curious, we want to find out how much that silo can hold. Come down here. 500,000. All right. Very good. So that means we're getting pretty close to full there already. Which also means we should probably get our dump truck to reload some hay in here. We seem to be missing some hay. Alright. I'll go bring the tractor on back and get the dump truck, and we'll go start filling up the TMR machine. I guess we get to try a little bit of everything. Yes, it was hay that we were short. Here we go. I don't think that there's going to be too much needed. I think that's plenty. Let's have us a look. Bring this over to the TMR machine. If we have too much, then we'll just dump some of it back. Just like that. You know, I thought I was all done with the straw, and I see I still have my flatbed full of straw. So, surprise, surprise, eh? It looks like there's a couple of round bales that I have for whatever reason. I'll have to throw them in there as well. But yes, let's fill up this hay, and that way now everything should be working. I think the rest of this straw can all get sold, seeing as we have plenty of straw left. Why don't we just take a look and see where we can get a decent price for our straw while we're at it. Silage, grass, hay, and straw. Well, hold on. December would have been the best time to sell it, which we're a little bit past, but is what it is. So animal dealer looks to be the best price. That's what we'll do. We'll just bring it on over there. Well, it's a tidy little profit there. Almost 30 grand already. But we're not done yet. We want to drop these here. Sucks that it always takes so long to unload these. Unload bales. Go over here. Boom. There it is. All done. Perfect. You know, while we're here in the neighborhood, why don't we go check up on our cultivator just to make sure that they're doing alright. It's always nice to just pop in a little bit and see how things are progressing. Looks like not quite halfway done, but probably go 40%. Oh no, maybe a little bit less than 40 from the look of it. I don't know. Close enough to 40. So we're definitely getting somewhere with that. But nice little straw sale. Nothing wrong with that. And we'll get probably 25,000 for doing the cultivating here. Should be good overall. I think so. Well, you know, I think that should pretty well do it for this episode. We did a lot of random chores, a lot of random building and whatnot. But it was all stuff that had to happen, and I'm glad you guys were along for the ride. It's always important to see where the farm is going, what direction it's taking, so that you can understand why decisions are made the way that they are. So I do hope you guys did enjoy it, and if you did, you guys already know the drill. Do the liking, do the sharing, do the subscribing, do all that good stuff that every YouTuber asks you to do. Do it if you want to, if you feel like it. And if not, don't worry about it. I'm sure that someone else already will. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye.